As Dishman, I'm the Recreation Admin Manager for Columbus Recreation and Parks. We are excited to host you today here at Dodge. Before we get started, I would like to share a few fun facts about Dodge. In addition to the community center, we have a pool, an 18-acre park. The park has a lot of features, including a community garden, a playground, athletic fields, and a skate park, and many more. It is no surprise Dodge plays a crucial part in this neighborhood. I hope you come back and spend more time with us exploring this great space. Now, I would like to introduce to you our great mayor, Mayor Andrew J. Ginther.
Appreciate it. Thanks, TDE, and thanks to our entire team. I looked out here and saw all these awesome city employees, and I'm really fortunate to be able to work alongside you, and so appreciate all of your great work on behalf of the people of Columbus, regardless of your departments, because I know they'd want me to get up here and shout out one department over the other, but we're not going to do that today. Except public service is very, very well represented, as well as Rec and Parks and so many of our great departments. I want to thank Director Gallagher, the Columbus Recreation and Parks Department, Department of Public Service, Joe Lombardi, and the team at Scioto. I see some of the Scioto crew out here as well. I'm glad that they're here. And Randy Sokol, a dear friend, great leader here in our community with the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Board. It's great to be with you here today with all of our partners to talk about the importance of our climate action plan. Many of us gathered recently when I announced the June launch date of weekly residential recycling collection, an expanded core city service that residents throughout our neighborhoods are now using every week. We pledged that more refuse services were coming soon to support our residents' desire for environmentally friendly food waste disposal, and that time has arrived. Today, the city is launching a food scrap drop-off program at this facility here at Dodge and two other Columbus Recreation and Parks community centers, the Anheuser Busch Sports Park on Olentangy River Road and the Scioto Southland Park on Parsons Avenue. I want to thank the Recreation and Parks Director, Director Reese, and Deputy Director Hyland for providing the space to support this important and exciting new city service. These outdoor food scrap drop-off sites are available for use by Columbus residents 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to accept a variety of food waste items for composting. It's a pilot program with some funding from our good partner at Scioto to help the city gain valuable new insights. This data will assist Assistant Director Tim Swager and the Division of Refuse Collection as they work to enhance and expand residential collection services that support our climate action plan goals and a healthy community. Thank you, Tim, for your continued leadership in this important work. One major goal is to reduce the amount of organic waste, specifically food waste, being landfilled by 90% by 2050. This is key to achieving carbon neutrality by 2050 for the health and well-being of our residents. Nearly 1 million pounds of food waste goes to the Franklin County landfill every day. Think about that. 1 million pounds of food waste go into the landfill every day. Think about how that volume adds up in just 1 year. And when food waste is landfilled, potent methane gas is generated. And we know from this effort that this powerful greenhouse gas is a major contributor to climate change, and it's harmful to the environment. It's imperative that we work together to reduce emissions generated by the landfill and to reduce demand for landfill space. And we all have a role to play at our homes and our businesses, our places of worship, to make that happen. These new drop-off facilities provide this service at no charge to residents. Another great city service and benefit and amenity for our people at no cost. Plus the opportunity to learn about what you can and can't drop off for composting. Signage at each location provides a helpful educational resource. For all you parents, get your kids involved. And to all the kiddos out there, we got a couple weeks of summer left. I ask you to step up with our weekly recycling efforts because I know some of the folks who could drive change the fastest in families and communities are young people getting engaged, learning more, and leading the way, putting pressure on their parents and their siblings to step up and to do more. Perhaps they're prepared to teach you a few sustainability lessons, Mom and Dad. After all, this really is a family effort. We hope that these drop-off services lead to strong participation by residents and help to change habits in ways that dramatically reduce food waste and divert it from the landfill. We'll be working with Compost Clubhouse, a Columbus minority woman-owned small business, to service the sites. Its CEO, Tia Johnson, has joined us this afternoon. Welcome, Tia. And we are so excited to partner on this beneficial program for our residents. And there's more sustainability services to come. Later this year, refuse collection will open 2 waste and reuse convenience centers, essentially one-stop shops at our Alum Creek and Georgesville Road refuse collection stations for more drop-off services that divert waste from the landfill. Residents will be able to properly dispose of items that they can't be recycled in their blue carts. They can drop off food and yard waste and bulk items too. Refuse collection staff will be on hand to assist residents with proper sorting. The city is committed to exploring how we can enhance and expand our refuse collection services to ensure a healthy and bright future for our community, for our residents, and for our kids. Now I'd like to introduce our great champion and partner, our Director of Public Service. Please welcome Director Jennifer Gallagher.
Well, thank you, Mayor Ginther, and welcome to our partners and to all of you here today. It is exciting to be joining the mayor once again this summer to launch another important refuse collection service for all the residents of Columbus. Food scraps represent the single largest item that our Central Ohio households throw away. Significant goals set in the Columbus Climate Action Plan are aimed at our city becoming carbon neutral by 2050. The goal to reduce by 90% the amount of organic and food waste being landfilled is critical to help achieve this carbon neutrality. The Department of Public Service and our Division of Refuse Collection are eager to get this food scraps drop-off pilot program started and to work with all of our residents to maximize use of these new facilities here at Dodge, at the Anheuser Busch Sports Park, and at Scioto Southland. How residents use the drop-off sites, what they dispose of, and the containers' contamination rates. These and other observations and data from refuse collection can be gathered to be valuable to us at the city as we explore our food waste collection and composting options for diversion from the landfill. To help get this new service up and running, the first 300 residents registering for the program are eligible to receive a food bucket to collect your household food waste and take it to a drop-off site. Or residents may use their own bucket for food scraps collection and drop-off. As the mayor said, our drop-off facilities will be accessible to residents at all times. We want it to be a convenient service. Refuse collection will be working with Compost Clubhouse to operate and maintain the drop-off facilities. Compost Columbus will serve each site weekly to collect the food scraps, clean the containers, and add a fresh compostable liner to help mitigate pests and odor issues. The food waste collected at the 3 sites will be hauled to a composting facility in London, Ohio, where it will be composted into a nutrient-rich soil amendment instead of unnecessarily being landfilled. Items like fruits, vegetables, grains and pasta, eggs, eggshells and dairy, cooked and raw meat, bones and seafood, as well as coffee grounds, can be disposed of in your household bucket or drop-off. Soiled, non-coated napkins and paper are acceptable as well. Residents should only use BPI certified compostable liners in their food waste bucket. BPI certified compostable items like cutlery and containers may also be dropped off. Public service and refuse collection are ready to help educate residents about proper use of food scrap collection sites, with resources posted at the facilities and on our website at columbus.gov/food waste. Our partner Scioto also offers useful guidance about food waste disposal and composting. I want to thank the Department of Recreation and Parks for working with public service and refuse collection to provide space to house our new drop-off facilities and to offer this convenience to our residents. I'd like now to introduce Deputy Director Steve Highland of Recreation and Parks to the podium to talk about their participation. Steve?
Thank you, Director Gallagher. So conservation is key to our mission at Columbus Recreation and Parks. Preserving, protecting, and growing our natural environment is critical to ensuring a high quality of life for residents. Our efforts focus on increasing access to green space, protecting environmentally significant land, and growing our tree canopy. With our city expected to nearly double in size, taking steps to protect and preserve our environment is more important than ever. That's why we're excited to be a part of this effort. Our participating locations include Dodge Park, Scioto Southland Park, and Anheuser Busch Sports Park. Our community centers, parks, and all of our spaces serve as a hub to connect with nature, wellness, and creativity. What better time to focus on conservation and drop off food waste? By offering this great service at all of our sites, we hope to encourage everyone to make preserving and protecting our natural environment part of their everyday habits. Every bit helps, from composting to recycling to planting and nurturing trees and native species. In addition to dropping off food waste at our 3 sites, we offer residents many ways to learn about conservation and participate in activities that make a difference. Residents can volunteer for conservation events. Children and teens can learn about conservation and environment through classes, events, and summer camps. Stop by a community center or visit our website or follow us on social media to learn more. This is a great way to make progress at the city's climate action plan. The plan's goal to reduce greenhouse gases by 45% in the next 25 years is very ambitious, but it's a goal we can all achieve if we work together. And now I'd like to introduce Scioto's Executive Director, Joe Lombardi.
Thank you, Steve, and good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank the mayor, Compost Clubhouse, the Division of Public Service, the Department of Public Service, and the Department of Recreation and Parks for all their work that they've done in putting this together, and we just helped a little bit to help this get accomplished. I want to extend a thank you to our team. Andrew Booker's with us today, Karen Seidel, and I see Jane Bone with her new child's with us. So if you have any questions about food waste or what to do and not to do, those are the folks you want to talk to. The opening of these new food scrap drop-off sites will benefit Columbus residents in many ways, and I want to congratulate the mayor and his administration for their prioritization of this important community issue that's being faced by cities around the country. In Central Ohio, as it was said, nearly 1 million pounds of wasted food arise at the landfill daily. Not only is food waste a single largest source of landfill material, it also presents one of the best ways to reduce our reliance on the landfill. Food is valuable, and when we simply throw out food from our dinner plates, we throw away all the natural resources, labor, and money that were invested into growing, transporting, and distributing that food to our community. While there is no single solution to solving this complex issue, Scioto is pleased to be able to support Columbus leadership to bring convenient food scrap drop-off options to families and residents that want to do their part. We look forward to helping residents reduce their reliance on the landfill in this new and exciting way, and hope that this program can serve as a model to others. Central Ohio is growing and is expected to grow for many years. That growth is already putting demands on our housing, roadways, and other infrastructure, and the landfill is not immune to this growth. Scioto estimates that our region's population growth will result in an estimated 600,000 tons of additional waste being created. Our landfill, the one that we all rely on for our household trash, has approximately 42 years of capacity remaining. That may seem like a long time, but once you start to figure in the population growth and increase to our waste stream, the life of that landfill changes dramatically. Thankfully, Central Ohio is a region focused on collaboration with a get-it-done attitude, and Columbus, along with other communities in our region, are helping tackle the issue of food waste and working to increase landfill diversion. We know that when sites like the one opening here today are coupled with comprehensive education, families and residents learn the tips and tricks needed to prevent waste and have tools they need to take action. With just a little knowledge and access to the right infrastructure, our efforts at home can save more than food, preserving limited natural resources, saving families money, and turning food into a new resource like compost. So if you feel like you don't know how to properly store food to help them last longer, or your leftovers are just getting boring, well, check out SaveMoreThanFood.org for advice. And if you find yourself in a situation, which I do from time to time, where food does go bad and there's no way to salvage it, make sure you visit one of these sites in Columbus. I'm sure I will find myself using one of these locations, and I hope to see some of you there as well. Thank you again to Mayor Ginther and his team, and congratulations on this project. Now I would like to introduce Randy Sokol, Chair of the Columbus Franklin County Local Food Board. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Food. Everybody loves to talk about food. Your favorite subject, whether it be what your favorite restaurant is, or whether it be what your favorite item is, or anything related to that. Mine is because I own restaurants. Love to talk about food related to that. First off, I want to thank Mayor Ginther, Council Member Remy, Director Gallagher, Reese, and Lombardi for inviting me to speak at this momentous time here in Columbus. And I saw that there was something called a sustainability manager in Columbus. And I thought, what the heck is that? I called to discover what this was, and I met Ari Alex. To sit and listen to his thoughts and ideas on this subject really amazed me. If you want to be overwhelmed and hear what he's doing and what he's thinking, he's your guy, because it's amazing what he's thinking about in this subject that we're talking about today. I'm here to support and help him reach his vision. Several things going on here today. One was the introduction of the Food Waste Drop-Off Center that you see behind me. Two, the importance of collecting this waste and dropping off composting rather than the landfill. And third, the reclaiming of food leftovers to be used to feed the needy. I'm the chair of the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Board, which actually works on all three of these areas I just discussed. This group works to create a fair, sustainable food system for all of Columbus and surrounding neighborhoods, and that benefits our economy, our environment, and our people. One of the goals of the local food action plan is to prevent food-related waste and reduction in the amount of food waste entering the landfill through increased consumer education, household composting, and technical assistance to food businesses updating on food diversion. Another goal of this group is to help figure out what to do with the food after we make it. One way is to contact a local group called Food Rescue US that will actually pick up any leftovers and deliver them to those in need of food. Food leftovers coming from such things as family parties, restaurant leftovers, catered events, church and synagogue events, and anything that has to do with food gatherings. If you are an individual or a food business, such as a restaurant, hotel, caterer, anything else related to food, call and figure out how your leftovers can go help feed the needy. And I will tell you, that I recently used this group after a synagogue event. They came the next morning, picked all the leftover food up, and we used to deliver that to those in the needy, but they make it easy for us. There's no excuse for us to throw food away. Food security is a huge problem in our city. While 40% of the food we produce go to waste, 17.4% of our population are food insecure. Clearly there's a mismatch. We can do more to rescue and recover and clean surplus food to feed our hungry citizens. My experience on this subject, I've served as president of the local and state restaurant association and many other related associations. As co-owner of a local restaurant called TJ's Country Place, I grew up in the industry since I was 10 years old, so it's been about 10 years, I think. Now, I will tell you, my father used to walk around in the kitchen and would go in the trash cans and pick out little pieces that we didn't use. And I'm talking about this much of a carrot left from the end that you have to throw away anyways. And using his strong words relating to this waste, at that time, he was worried about food cost, not food insecurity, because back in the 50s and 60s, they didn't have the challenges that we have today. But I saw this every day for years. He taught me the importance of food and food wastage. By the way, I brought my support team. There's my wife, Anna, and my son, Austin and Cody. And we do have composting at our house. And they do check the trash cans and say, Dad, you threw it in the wrong place, just like my father did. I make mistakes, I tell them. Working in restaurants for so long, I've seen firsthand the opportunity to donate surplus food and compost food scraps. There's an opportunity for the restaurants and the hospitality industry to find ways to reduce, reuse, recycle, but rescue food also. Importance of changing the culture. Implementing food waste prevention reduction measures are a win-win. A win for the environment, less greenhouse gas emission. Win for the community, meals for the insecure. And a win for the businesses that get to lower the cost of disposing of waste. Columbus is becoming a leader in this field across the country as well as the world. We are here today to open the food scrap drop-off site. The city has many more of these planned sites to make it easier for Columbus and surrounding neighborhoods to drop off their food scraps so we can put them in the right place. To work and educate all of us to reclaim food and leftovers so we can feed our citizens in need. One last departing note or word. Have you had a barnyard buster lately? Thank you.
Thank you, Randy, and thanks for your leadership and all of our partners being here today. We'll stick around if there are any questions or conversation. Did Dad do okay up here? I see you giving him the thumbs up. That's good. That's what today is all about, is the young people, the future of this community, and making sure we're doing our very best to put them in a position to succeed. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Uh-oh, no running with the scissors.
All right.
What are we cutting?
Got a ribbon over there.
All right. I'll stick it here. You think they'd like to cut the ribbon?
Yeah, let's see if they get enough. Hey, Anna, bring the boys up here. He wants the boys to help cut the ribbon. Come on, guys. Come here, help Dad. Come here.
Have you guys ever used scissors this big before?
Oh my God, they got you.
If they're not doing it, it's cool. I just want to make sure we offer. I get to do this all the time. You guys cool? No, I have